I'm going to call a 45-minute recess.
I would like to move for an immediate dismissal of all charges against my client. With all due respect, Your Honor, the state doesn't have any case. These charges are bogus. They're clearly a fabrication by a woman desperate to hold on to her company at any cost.
Your Honor, the only fabrication being presented in this court is the innocence of his client.
All right, Mr. Montgomery, Mr. Kabak, if you two cannot conduct yourselves or this hearing in a professional manner...
The state doesn't have any case.
The Commonwealth has a strong case because Mr. Cambius has a pattern of assaulting women.
Where's your proof?
Your proof is right here.
Kendall.
No, your pathetic client attacked me and my mother, and he raped my sister.
Sit down!
No, you cannot let this man walk. If you let this man walk, it would be the biggest mistake you have ever made. Do you hear me? The biggest mistake you have ever made. There is no justice if you think I am the biggest problem in this court.
Look, the state's the state's case is clearly falling apart. I demand that the charges against my...
You will demand nothing. Now be quiet. Mr. Montgomery, based on what I have seen here today, the histrionics, the coincidences, do you have any other evidence you can present to the court at this time?
No, however, by trial...
No, stop right there. My chambers, now. Court is in recess for 45 minutes.
Suggestion that the allegation of rape was nothing more than an elaborate and apparently failed attempt to stop a corporate takeover by Michael Cambius threw the courtroom into pandemonium. And with Judge Lampert now meeting with counsel from both sides in her chambers, the question is, will she consider the defense's motion to have the charges against Mr. Cambius dropped? Miss Hart, you were once intimately involved with the defendant. Do you have any comment?
Yes, I do. Michael Cambius is vile. He's vile. He thinks he can lie with this and get away with it, but he's not going to. His lawyers are both so sleazy. They are full of it. Yes, his lawyers are full of it.
Miss Hart, could you please elaborate? Could you, Miss Hart?
I thought Bianca's testimony was very strong.
Enough to convince the judge that she's telling the truth? You guys heard the judge. Michael is going to get away with this.
Come on, we don't know that yet. Okay, we need to stay positive.
No, we need to be realistic. That lawyer just made Michael out to be the victim in all of this.
Well, there's got to be something that we can do.
Yeah, well, short of slicing his throat, I'm out of suggestions.
Unfortunately, there's never a knife around when you need one.
Look, there's no point in talking like this. It doesn't do any good.
Myrtle's right.
Look, we've all got to stick together. Don't let that man think he's broken us up. We're all in one piece. And listen, I suggest that we say a prayer for Bianca.
Myrtle, prayer is not going to do a damn thing in this situation. It's not.
Dear Lord, please give your strength and love to Bianca at this time. Help her to mend, have peace of mind, and give her the justice she deserves on this day. Amen.
Amen.
What happened? I did what I could. Now it's up to the judge. All rise!
Judge Lampert has just returned from chambers where she will render her decision on whether or not business tycoon Michael Cambius will stand trial for the rape of a 19-year-old Pine Valley woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was not an easy decision for me to reach. We heard sworn testimony from the plaintiff, which I found quite compelling. But I can't render a decision based on personal feelings. I am bound to rule based on the evidence presented by the district attorney and whether said evidence warrants ordering the defendant to stand trial according to the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I did not find this to be the case. Therefore, I must rule that the charges against Michael Cambius be dismissed. Dismissed, but without prejudice, meaning the charges can and will be reinstated should new evidence be produced for review by this court. Until that time, the defendant, Michael Cambias, is free to go. Court is dismissed.
Congratulations, Mike.
Well, thank you. I really couldn't have gone any other way, though.
That shameless devil.
Yeah. Public hanging would be too good for him. How can he live with what he did to Bianca?
Wayne, you and I both know what happened here today had very little to do with justice.
Well, my client would disagree.
Maybe you should tell your client that his days of freedom are numbered. We're going to be back here very soon for round 2, and I guarantee you, this time, the verdict will be guilty.
Not gonna happen, Jack.
Why don't you get him out of here before this crowd turns into a lynch mob?
You can't stand it, can you? As a matter of fact, none of you can stand the fact that I won and you lost. There's nothing you can do about it.
Try to do something. I'll kill you, son of a bitch!
Who just heard you threaten my client, so...
Calm down. Everybody just take a breath. What's going on?
It's all right. It's all right. You can put those bracelets away.
What, you're not going to press charges?
Well, it's a waste of taxpayers' time and money, don't you think? Besides, Miss Kundera can't touch me. None of you can. You know what the funny thing is? Each and every one of you has tried, but your pathetic attempts to take me down has failed. And you want to know why? Because I don't stop until I get what I want, and that day has finally arrived. My mission here in Pine Valley has been accomplished. First, I took over Fusion, which, by the way, ladies, was like taking candy from a baby. Then I set my sights on Enchantment. Mr. Larrabee, I look forward to working with you. And to complete the trifecta, as of this morning, it appears as if Adam Chandler can take his retirement to that little trout stream in Canada. I'm Chandler Enterprises' new CEO. So, I'm sure you're wondering what that all means for you. Well, it means I own this town. And everybody in it.
Congratulations.
Well, why don't you listen up a tad? Why don't you go tell your father that he should be warned? I'll be taking my seat on the hospital board of directors. See how well that sits with him.
Maybe you should think about getting out of here pretty soon before somebody lands you in the hospital.
You may want to check your back. Because you're going to pay for what you did to Bianca, I promise you that.
Why don't you get back to the lab, Larrabee? Time is money.
I'd rather fry in hell than work for you, Cambias.
Bring your sunscreen.
Hey.
With this ruling...
Mr. Cambias. Now that the charges against you have been dropped, how do you feel?
Well, of course, it is a relief. Not that I thought there was any question of my innocence, of course.
There seemed to be in the mind of the district attorney.
Yes, well, unfortunately, Mr. Montgomery had a personal axe to grind with me. You know, I'm a corporate raider. I'm not a rapist. And the fact that a woman would, you know, force her daughter to cry rape in order to save her company, I just think is, well, it just goes to show you how desperate she was. It's sad.
Mr. Cambias, was your father the mastermind behind these corporate takeovers?
The takeovers were engineered solely by me. But I'm sure that once my dad hears of this, he'll see the man that he made me.
Lena, believe me, okay, we all hate Michael Cambias as much as you do.
But the man's an animal. He can't be let free.
Look, I know. Okay, we gotta hope it's temporary. Just leave it to Jack to find enough evidence to bury him. Meanwhile, getting yourself thrown in jail is not gonna solve anything. You're just gonna give Bianca something else to stress about.
Look, I can't help that. Someone has to stop this man.
Someone will.
Guess I can't put this off any longer.
You're going to tell Erica and Bianca, hmm?
Yeah. God, give me strength. Thanks.
there's nothing left to do but hop back on that hotline to the man upstairs.
Well, I just hope she has the strength to handle one more injustice.